Morning, guys. 8:02 in the morning, West Coast time. It's the 17th of August, 2024. We were John C. Roseman, California. My back is killing me because I gotta fix that damn bed of mine, and it hurts like a bastard. And you try sleeping on a damn board, bed that's breaking apart. See how your back feels early in the morning. I feel like my body and soul are trying to break down into components. It's not a biological attack. It's decisions and accepting the fate of a universe that may determine or dictate to me that certain actions may have to be taken, and I'm not liking it. I did a video earlier on. It's probably not ready for publication, but it's like the last hurrah. I think there should be last hurrahs mentioned, but not actually out there yet, not until something happens. And no, it's not happening this week. Or next week, I don't know. But out of desperation, out of depression, out of extreme mourning and grief, I had to talk about it. Sometimes there comes a point in a person's life when he gets so sick and tired of being sick and tired, he just has to bow to inevitables. When one was addicted to things, you had to bow to the inevitable that you're either going to be killed by the damn thing that you're loving too much with, or you're going to try to find something that's going to try to give you some kind of hope and peace for the rest of your life, but you had to fight for it on a constant basis, and I did that a long time ago. But since losing family members left and right all my life, and up to this point, I can say currently my dog is still alive. But that still doesn't take away the fact that I'm still feeling the mourning and grieving being harder and more intense this time. A long time ago, I wouldn't have been focusing on this. A long time ago, I wouldn't be going through this. Yeah, I'd feel the pain, I'd feel the sting about losing a friend and family. And I can also feel that lack of empathy from others. There was one particular job place I worked at. That was a temp, but I hired on for about, I don't know, about a month or more. And they had to get rid of me. Maybe because I wasn't doing things right or fast enough for these guys, I don't know. But during that time, I was working my ass off at a bureaucracy processing place. And I had lost one of my dogs. Hip dysplasia got to him so much that we couldn't take care of him, and we had to put him under. His name was Conan. He was an Australian blue marl. It was rescue. Gray and white, black spots all over him. It was a very distinct dog. It was a very distinctive dog. And he was appreciative, fiercely loyal. But we just couldn't keep him out of misery. The Remedel was not even working during those days. And we had to put him under. It was the hardest damn thing for me to do because the next day I had to go back to work. But I think one of the hardest things was that night we couldn't afford to cremate him just to put him under. So we buried him. less than a month, we actually got a puppy. It was also Australian, Blue Merle. Also fiercely loyal, but she had to grow up to be that way. And she was a handful. But during those days, we had each other. We had a family with each other. And it was a large weaning process. When I was doing my video last night, and it probably won't air until maybe. That's all I'm going to leave it out. But I was trying to make some points in there. Depressing and scary and terrifying as they are. That, I don't know if I've got it in me to do another dog. But, too damn afraid, too damn scared of it. Too damn afraid, too damn scared because I don't know how the hell it'll end afterwards. I needed a dog for emotional companion, and I've had a little girl for a long while. And she was an emotional companion after Mom passed away. She needed someone to have an emotional companion. And she was also being handed over from one owner to another owner, so she had to learn how to grow to love us. I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to disappoint the next being that crosses the threshold. But I'm also not wanting to disappoint the one who created the life if I happen to cross that threshold voluntarily. It's not that easy talking about death, is it? It's not that easy talking about suicide. How you leave this world, either by voluntarily or involuntarily. Involuntary we deal with all the time. But unfortunately, some of those processes of involuntary are by our own creations. Bad diet, for instance, will create the conditions necessary in the head or in the body to suffocate life one way or another. We're supposed to enjoy life while it lasts, despite all the pain and all the suffering. But when does it get enough? When does it build up to the point where we're saying we had enough? We can't deal with it, and therefore we need to chicken exit out. You know, when God probably gave inspiration to people to create the Bible, and one of them was dealing with the stories of Moses and the Ten Commandments. Maybe somewhere in the commandments, God would have made an indication, or at least a declaration, thou shalt not commit suicide. No, it's either one of the two that keeps getting translated too many times, or mistranslated. Kill/murder. Which one do you want, God? Is it kill or murder? Because if it's kill, then we can't kill the life forms necessary to tear apart their flesh in order to cook it and eat it. If it's murder, maybe we can't do the same thing to the creatures, but also to ourselves. But we're also following the letter of thou shalt not kill. Okay, who? What? How? Are we killing them, or are they killing us? What? Did it mention about ourselves? I had some sleep last night. Tossed and turned on a bed that's falling apart. With a lot of blankets and pillows to cushion the effect, it still feels like a damn board. These are the things I had to get used to or just adapt to in the first place. But you cannot adapt to something of a decision made and you're hell-bent on it. Because at that point, you've already decided not to do the. You just crossed a line. You basically told the Father Creator, you just crossed that line, and there's no way you're going to get past it. I mean, there's no way to come back from it. You just hell bent on it. So it scares the hell out of me as being that way or going into that situation. Yeah, because if people happen to see the thing, they're going to have a conniption fit over this one. Johnny, are you alright? Johnny has never been alright ever since day one. Right? I can't even match up to someone else's quote unquote normality or normalcy. I can't match up with what mentally and physically was supposed to be normal or considered normal. When you experience a hell of a lot of loss and you're told that you have to suck it up. I mean, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. And then you keep hearing this, big boys don't cry, big boys don't cry. You hear from other adults like that. Who the hell are you supposed to believe? So you believe these assholes because you think you trust them like crazy. And next thing you know, you're not crying. But you are feeling intense sadness. You got to push it down and keep working. You got to keep dealing with life until there's no more that you cared and loved about, and they're all gone, and you're left alone. Nah, you're supposed to deal with it. Who are you supposed to listen to? The damn voices that still go off in your head just like a damn phonographic record. An LP that keeps sounding broken, but you're still listening to it. Big boys don't cry, big boys don't cry. You just want to take that record and smash it to pieces and say, yeah, I'm broken down, all right? I'm broken into pieces. Deal with that. Especially when you're dealing with loss. I said before, this morning my dog is okay for this morning. It scares the hell out of me that the time's coming up for it. And I'm not looking forward to it. It's never that easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Expect nature to do the job for you or somebody else doing the job for you to get rid of you on this planet, in this existence. Are you planning your own damn departure? It's not like going over to an airline terminal and just saying, I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'm going to be back again. Quoting an old folk song back in the 60s on that one. You can still hear Peter, Paul, and Mary echoing in my heads over that one. I know I'm not planning on going on an airplane. Thank you very much. I don't like spam in a can. I mean, I eat spam out of a can. If I had to. I flop the meat on a plate and chop it up. Do stuff with it. But being put into a pressurized container flying through the air and having people's attitudes and everything else going inside, no thank you. Not to mention flying in the air, just feeling the air conditions. I can't stand it anymore. Maybe as a young kid I could have, but as an adult I can't stand the thought of it. Give me a slow ass train. Give me a train that can actually look through the scenery and just hope to God that that thing doesn't tilt or crash and I'm going to die in the damn thing. That's a horrible thought. Yeah, but I can't smile at things like that. It happens. Yeah, I just hope it doesn't happen to me. So I stay away from trains. But I want to go on a train. I want to go on a trip. Not just one way, but I'm not quite sure if I'm ready for a return trip or not. But even if I'm talking about metaphorically or physically, it's a different thing altogether. People would know whether or not I'm talking metaphorically or physically unless I tell them so. And even then, would they believe me or not? Am I planning for such a trip? I'm planning on such a trip. But, I don't know, maybe I'll come back. The hardest thing for me to do is to remain deal with the pain is to process it. Things that I've had held on to for long. And then comes the point where I have to discard things just to make room for something or someone else. I'm not quite sure. Hope for a future. I used to be excited for it as a kid. Now these days, I'm not so sure. Said before, it's never easy talking about suicide because you're talking about things and people and events, memories that you left behind. You take only what you were brought into this world with yourself. But they never tell you about the collateral damage afterwards, did they? Nobody ever does. When one person is so hell-bent on personal destruction, do they actually care about collateral damage afterwards? No, because focused on one mind and on a task, and then after that, when it's done, it's done. Then you've got to deal with the after effects, but you're also going to be responsible for the collateral effects. Believe it or not, even out of our ear and eyesight, there may be people out there who actually give a shit about you. Haven't had breakfast yet. No, they never considered about the collateral damage that we all do to ourselves and also that we've done to everything else around us. As I've been trying to explain a lot of my videos concerning about perspectives, about the one topic, and everything else has got a viewpoint on that topic. How we are so focused on one, we're not focusing on anything else. Or, if we do the Zen thing, as I tried to talk about in my earlier videos, still a piece of water, and you drop something into it, and you see the ripple effects. Now, let's just say if you had a still pot of water, large enough pot, heavy thing to plop in, you're going to see the reverberations bouncing off left and right. In a pond, everything is irregular on the sides. You drop something in it, and if the water is being moved by wind, you probably won't see the effects, but maybe it'll be there or not. But if it was just perfectly still, or just about, Brownie and Snowstone will say otherwise. But you would see the bounce effect from places to places. It's better when you see the still picture of a Japanese Zen garden, and you look at the sculpture of it. It's not the trees growing around it. It's look at the landscape surrounding it, and then you see what they were trying to demonstrate with perfect clarity. You see the cause and effect. A cause and effect, and a cause and effect. You don't know which is which. Of things happening from one particular event that creates a cataclysm. When you die, the effects reverberate. Doesn't matter how you died, it's only that you died, and then the effects are reverberating all around. Some people can deal with it and other people can't. for me, it scares me because I still have to be responsible of the effects. I don't think they ever understood that one, especially the ones who want to do the run. They don't understand what happens afterwards. And are not going to be able to deal with it afterwards. A mistake that they can't fix. Some people barely get through it or get saved by it. They're lucky enough. And then they start contemplating. Some of them actually want to hide the mistakes because they're afraid to tell people that I tried to kill myself, because it's a social stigma that we have. We've built it up for so long, that it's unheard of to think of that you commit suicide. It's a taboo against something. Maybe, but it's a person's way of saying, I can't deal with it anymore. I'm sick and tired, and I want to go home. I can't deal with the stress and pressure, and I've had enough. I'm trying to understand both sides here because I'm being pushed into that situation here. I'm being pushed into that. I've had death. I've lost people and lost, I don't call them animals, I call them family members, to death. I even cried over a few that could have been family members that by the hand of fate had decided their journey. It still affects me. And immediately I probably, feel the crying, and that's about it. That's what people expect, the shock and awe, and we get the crying period, and then we get to work on being normal afterwards. No, you're not. You're still damaged goods. When we had the 9/11 situation happen on the West Coast out here, we were terrified. But people didn't want to talk about it a lot much. They were terrified, but they didn't want to talk about it. They were chattering about it, but they didn't want to talk about it because it would scare the hell out of me even worse. I thought about it. I did something about it. It scared the hell out of people that someone had to come down from a floor when I was working in a tall building and try to break me. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. No, because if I actually had my mind working during that time and my feelings going crazy, I probably would have said, "Lady, we are going to die." And I don't want to die today. Somebody just tried to take out people. Well, actually, people have been trying to kill people on the East Coast. I'm afraid of the thing reverberating back out here in the West Coast, and we're next. I don't want to die that way. I don't want to have the fear. I don't want to have the thought turn into actuality of seeing a damn plane coming into our building and blowing it up. This is what I wanted to tell her. I wish I could have told her about it, but she wanted me to cry and break down, so everything will be hunky dory. I was already marked for departure in that place because I bothered to tell people what I thought. They didn't want to hear it, read about it, see about it, or anything. I did a whole company-wide shit on it. I didn't even realize it. I was just going to put it in my own damn department because these people would know me, right? Yeah, well, everybody knew what kind of a damn fruitcake I was. I proved them right. I still had a job and I still worked my ass off. And I still did the best I could until we saw all hell breaking loose. And then after that, things changed. I didn't want to die then by someone else's hand. But we are talking about suicide, aren't we? We're talking about my hands. of the pain of a situation or the accumulation of a situation's events have gotten to a point of the pressure. So when the hell is my pot going to blow up? When am I going to say enough's enough and then take that last bow? Because I would really have to be put into a situation where I'm not going to be able to deal with it. I imagine this is the same kind of conversation happening in everyone else's minds when they're facing that point. They're going to deny it, but they're going to feel it anyway. They're going to think it. And they're going to ask themselves, is it needed? Is it worth it? What the hell am I doing? What am I doing is talking about it. What am I doing is airing it out. What am I doing is facing this fear, facing this thing. Don't talk to me if I'm brave or not, because I'm still deciding whether or not I still want to live or die. Let's put it bluntly. I've been through death before as a 4-year-old. I don't like it, and I wanted to go home to heaven. I didn't fathom of being pushed and prodded and feeling all this damn stuff. I wanted to go home where it was safe. You would think that notion would stick with me all my life. No, because I got sent back 3 times. I probably got this resentment against God and heaven at this point. It's supposed to be wonderful, and yet I got sent over. I got sent back down for whatever reasons. To live was one of them. Because my brother and my mother asked, bleated, and hoped and prayed. That was another one. Or maybe there was something else I was supposed to be doing here that I still don't even realize. And the bitch of it is, what happens if the damn thing doesn't work again? What happens if I actually do complete the damn thing, but it gets sent back here again, telling me, John, it's not your time. Or it's almost like, John, what the fuck are you doing? Do you realize what you just done? Great, put the existence of shame down my throat at this point over here, because I got sick and tired of this thing called life. I get stigma from both sides. Is that how it works? Because of the religious upbringing tells us we have to have the stigma down our throats. Now I gotta feel this. I gotta think. I gotta be through it. Oh my God, what the hell am I going to myself through these things? So now I gotta start having a real resentment against God. So that I get to hate him and plead for his help, but still hate his ass in the first place. You talk about psychological screwed up on that one. This is gonna be a long ass video. I don't give a shit. But now it means I gotta question the big man upstairs over everything he's got. If he's allowing the fickle hand of fate to work on me, telling me that there are some things I'm still going to have to go through. Being stubborn, pride, and terrified. Terrified would be the understated word right there for the underlying fear. I would have a major conniption and issue over this. What the hell am I doing? What am I doing? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? What do you want from me? You put me into existence. You got me through all these damn situations here. I got a scar in the chest. I've gone through accidents, everything else coming. What do you want from me? Always has to be a moment of silence and clarity on that one. Maybe somewhere in there. It's not just to live. I mean, if there was okay, to borrow a line from somewhere, glorious purpose. Maybe it was random, I don't know. We still have to find the meanings of life that we're living right now as it is. I'm dealing with a lot of pain. I'm dealing with a lot of grief. I'm dealing with a situation that's scaring the hell out of me. I'm going to be losing a dog. That means the matter to me. I worry about her. Maybe in the afterlife when, who knows, maybe both of us will be at the same time. At least that way I don't have to go upstairs alone. Or get drop kicked down below because I pissed God off or the fates too much for mouthing off things. I miss my family. I miss them. Somehow, I'm not ready for this damn journey. I'm not ready for it just yet. Somehow, something keeps telling me it's not time. I'm not ready for this. I can talk about the fear. I can talk about coming up to the edge. I can talk about the decision to make that, do it over the edge. And what's wrong with talking about it? What's wrong with talking about something that scares the hell out of people at this point? Because it should scare the hell out of them. And I'm talking about the collateral damage. I'm talking about the people about to be doing this damn thing because they can't deal with it. I don't think I understand the damn pain, but I'm trying to understand it all my damn life. So is everybody else. They don't like dealing with the pain or anything else regarding it. I feel like nobody else gives a shit. Well, if I'm feeling this way, it feels like somebody's already answered it, and I'm not ready for it just yet. I'm not ready to keel over yet. But I will keep talking about it. A video I made this morning was made out of despair, out of depression, out of fear, but also resolution, besides exploration of it. I'm just affirming it, but putting an addendum into this. We look at it as a social taboo for removing ourselves from the earth. I'm not talking about taking a spaceship either. I'm talking about enough with existence and just keeling over and dying, and that's about it. But I'm not looking forward to death just yet. I'm not planning on pissing off the Creator just yet. But I will talk about it. I will piss people off. I will upset the natural balance of things, so we think. Even if the boss man upstairs doesn't like it, I don't care. I'm going to talk about it in the first place because it's got to be talked about. I don't think I'm going to piss him off about this. Oh, no. I'm not pissing him off at all. But what I'm going to tell him is we're dealing with what we're dealing with right now. What else are we supposed to deal with? What else? I woke up feeling the pains of the earth. My earth is a damn bed breaking down like crazy, and padding as much as I can put on it is not making it feel better. So the back it's on fire. The neck right now, thank God, is not. If I sleep in a different position, I'll be reawakening that same damn injury left over again and again. The body remembers the injuries that you put through it. But the mind, oof, a storehouse of torture devices sometimes. And it will replay. That includes the mistakes we've made or about to make. I'm not ready for any of it. So, I know this letter is going to be, it's an open general letter. And it's going to be seen by parties that I probably will designate to let them know, yes, I'm contemplating something that may be ugly, hideous, and terrifying to people to learn about. And it may terrify living crap out of them. This doesn't make me a strong person. That means I am not ready yet. Even after when I lose my lost loved one right now. If it happens today, it's going to happen today. If it doesn't happen today, count it as a win. Great, be grateful and move on. Because once the day comes, and I'll never know it, but it will happen. I have to deal with it. I'll have to deal with the disposals. I got to deal with the reverberations. I got to deal with the collateral damage. A broken heart. Memories that cause me more pain than everything else. And I still have to struggle on because that's the job. Whether or not I get a new pet or not, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'll still have to struggle with it. Don't consider me a brave man or anything else. I'm not Hercules. I'm not Atlas. I'm not Zeus. I'm not God. I'm just one guy dealing with the pain of everything else I've been dealing with. As much right as I would probably have to find something to calm and soothe it down, it's never going to take it away because I'm stuck with it. But then again, those pieces of the heart being torn apart left and right, it still means I still got life left to live. And if I still got a heart left, I feel I deal. I cope. I live. I may not move on, but I'm there for the moment. And I will deal. Just doesn't mean I'm going to deal with it someone else's version of it, that's for damn sure. That being said,